On February 7th, I received an email saying that I was to be YouTube's first ever guest editor, and I reacted with all the poise and sophistication fitting the position.
Yes! Just self-high five!
However, I quickly realized this was not going to be all fun and games. I was actually going to be selecting the content for the most viewed website in the world. This was going to be a lot of pressure, not to mention responsibility.
Can't breathe.
Once I regained my composure, I set out on a 2.5-day quest to uncover hidden video gems and spotlight some deserving users while staying true to my own taste. This was not an easy task, and I took it very seriously. Here's how I came up with the selections. I had to fight the urge to just feature people I liked. My goal was to put together a lineup that was diverse, entertaining, and would appeal to a wide audience. However, there were a few videos and channels I knew I wanted to feature right away. The Receptionist, Spaghetti Town. I think The Receptionist is one of the most creative people on YouTube, and Spaghetti Town is his masterwork. With all the glitz and glamour of a Broadway musical, I guarantee you will never look at a plate of spaghetti the same way again. Endless Joe, Showdown. There have been some truly epic battles during the course of humanity. David and Goliath, Patton and Rommel, Ali and Frazier. Now we have Endless Joe and Paper Lilies. iChannel, Episode 1. In I, a series reminiscent of The Truman Show, a young man's life is taken over by an invasive video blog. I think it's very entertaining and an interesting commentary how we let complete strangers into our lives via YouTube. There were also a few users I knew I wanted to feature. Pipistrello, Perry Urban, Mr. Pitiful Band, and Woody 911. Now, a tricky part when you want to feature a channel as opposed to an individual video is finding that user's best video, their piece de resistance, their crowning achievement. Pipistrello has been a staple in the YouTube community for a long time, and I was faced with the daunting task of reviewing over 100 videos, not to mention listening to his theme song over and over and over again. I finally settled on a hilarious video where Pip encounters a voicemail message that is a little too excited about his business. I picked Perry Urban and Mr. Pitiful Band because I think they're both fantastic musicians. Of course, the trick was finding the right song to represent each of them, and I flip-flopped nearly a dozen times between which songs I was going to pick. After consulting several other fans, I settled on So It's a Love Song by Perry Urban. It's not his most lyrically complex piece, and Tokyo Joe is my personal favorite. However, I figured people like love songs, and I went with it. I picked Rollin' Song by Mr. Pitiful Band because that is my personal favorite, it's upbeat, and I think it's always refreshing to hear an upbeat tune about somebody getting shot. Finally, I picked Woody 911 because I think he does some really hilarious parodies and without question has great production value. It was at this point that my search began in earnest. I watched hundreds of videos. I looked to see what videos people had favorited and what channels they were subscribing to. I found some good stuff. I found a lot more not so good stuff. And I was constantly frustrated by the use of copyrighted material. I kept finding great videos only to discover that they violated the terms of service and I couldn't feature them. All in all, I really wasn't getting anywhere, so I decided to go on stick'em.com and ask some YouTubers what their favorite videos were. I got some very interesting suggestions.
Hey, Charlie! Hey, Charlie, wake up! Yeah, Charlie, you silly sleepyhead, wake up!
Oh God, you guys. This had better be pretty freaking important. Is the meadow on fire?
What the hell am I watching? But I did come away with one channel I really thought deserved recognition, and that was Zelander Thomas. In his video, Hamlet Prince of YouTube, he gives a great performance while making a funny yet insightful commentary on what we all go through each time we post a video. At this point, it was somewhere in the vicinity of 3 a.m., but I didn't want to stop until I'd found that one video diamond in the rough. I was exhausted, and for some reason I found myself thinking about that one magical month in the summer of 2002 when I got free HBO. It's a memory I will always cherish. And I remembered watching Def Poetry Jam, and I thought, hey, why aren't those guys on YouTube? They're all funny, amazingly talented, and generally poor and looking for exposure. The only one I remembered by name was Bo Sia, and I discovered that he had indeed made a YouTube account 8 months ago. But more importantly, he posted his first video only 2 days ago. It wasn't his usual comedic material, but it was something I thought people should really see. Done deal, featured. Well, that worked out so well, I figured I'd see if there were any more slam poets on YouTube, and that's how I discovered Big Papa E's channel, Poetry Slam, and his video, Why I Got Fired from Apple Computer. It was absolutely brilliant, hilarious, and I finally found the diamond in the rough I was looking for. And I promptly went to sleep. The next morning I woke up determined to round out my selections. I had comedy, music, experimental, political, but I still wanted something artistic and something wise. So I started looking for some of my favorite artists on YouTube and found an amazing animation of Billy Collins' poem, The Dead. Done deal. Featured. But did anyone on YouTube actually possess wisdom? I thought all hope was lost. Please, God's a viral video, give me a sign.
Eat your heart out, happy slip. Good old Miss Lemonette, she is my favorite, making her videos while driving round town.
That morning, I saw Naltz's new video, and through it, discovered Lemonette. I selected her video, The Perfect Relationship, because with all the mayhem and craziness that goes on in relationships, I thought it was amazing to see someone approach the subject with a good amount of common sense. So that's what I picked, how, and why. My short stint as a YouTube editor involved watching a lot of bad videos, even more frustration, agonizing over selections, and very little sleep. So after all the selections were made, I arranged them as you would a mixtape, and finally, all that was left was to make the vlog that you're watching right now. And as you can see, I've done that. So I hope you enjoyed what I picked. This is Jack Daniels, YouTube guest editor, signing out. Bye. Why is the camera still on? I'm not done, I have to make 4 more selections. Okay, if you say so. So after I got back from the As One gathering in San Francisco, I started my search anew. The Resident had been on my short list of people to feature, which included Katie's Opinion, Dent USA, Mystery Guitar Man, and DC Loogie. And since I currently don't have healthcare, her video, Health Insurance in the USA Sucks, kinda struck a chord with me. The DC Loogie pick might seem a little gratuitous, since he has been featured before. However, I think he's probably the single most talented person posting videos right now on YouTube, and I really wanted to showcase his abilities as a character actor, and I think this video does it. The last 2 videos I found were from musicians. I thought Ordo recorded a great tune, and it was definitely feature-worthy. And I found Isto by looking through the videos that Perry Urban had favorited. I saw Perry had favorited a song called Mr. Body is Dead, which led me to Isto and the Banana Song, which I thought was a great dose of silliness to round out my selections. So again, that's how I picked everything and why, and I think I'm done this time. I am done this time, right? Okay, just one more thing and then I'm gonna go, I swear, I promise. When I was at the As One gathering on Saturday night, we were hanging out in a hotel room, me and a bunch of other YouTubers, and they were all watching Charlie the Unicorn, which I had already made fun of in this very vlog that you're watching.
Charlie, we're going to Candy Mountain.
And I just want to say to you guys, I really do feel bad that I made fun of a video that you all seem to love so much. Or I don't feel bad at all. I don't know, you be the judge.